The following is an excerpt from this week's Eye-Opener report. The full report is now available for viewing by subscribers of boilingfrogspost.com. This report will be made available to the general public in 3 weeks' time. Welcome. This is James Corbett of the Corbett Report with your Eye-Opener report for boilingfrogspost.com. With the National Defense Authorization Act, the Enemy Expatriation Act, and other startling measures by the US government to crack down on its own population making headlines around the world at the moment, the idea of an American police state is becoming all too familiar a tale. Less examined, however, are the international aspects of this encroaching police state. A high-tech 21st century control grid which adheres to no national boundaries and whose influence is increasingly being felt in countries throughout the so-called free world.
Bugged and wiretapped at the behest of the US. Swedish intelligence service, the FRA, has the power to monitor and intercept all internet traffic in the country. And thanks to leaked US State Department cables, we now know the controversial law was adopted after pressure from Washington. And the security services were deliberately kept out of it to reassure Swedes there was no funny business.
Next thing you know, there were 4 police jumped right on top of me. One of them put his knee on the top of my left temple and was just sort of like grinding me into the ground with his knee. Had knocked my glasses off, and I was yelling that my glasses were loose. And then the police said, "Well, you're resisting arrest." And he said, "Let go of your arm, or else I'm going to break it." But I said, I can't move. The police officer told me to walk, and I told him I can't. Then he grabbed my left leg here, and he ripped it off. So then he orders me to hop, and I said I can't. And then he said, "You asked for it." So 2 police came and they grabbed me under the shoulders like this, and then they started dragging me backwards to where they all had the police vans parked, and my elbows were digging after a while into the pavement, and I was screaming. I was in a lot of pain.
Twice over the past 2 years, the 7:30 report has highlighted surveillance video footage of what appears to be inappropriate use of force by Brisbane police. And Ian Birchley's experience now raises questions about the way in which the Queensland Police Service responds to internal complaints about this very issue.
If you dare to speak up, you can expect to get some kind of punishment.
Hola chicos.
All aboard for the Child Patrol. The long arm of the law has just got a little bit shorter and smaller, with kiddie cops helping to keep the Spanish streets of Cantabria safe. Police in the town of Santonia want their junior reinforcements to set a good example to others, correcting adults' misbehaviour, as this officer explains. Good morning, sir. You mustn't cycle without a helmet. Oops, I left it at home. It's for your safety. And as for wearing a seatbelt behind the wheel, OK, I'm going to put it on right now.
DNA profiles of innocent people arrested in England and Wales can now only be held by police for a maximum of 6 years. The government's been forced to compromise after the European Court of Human Rights ruled it unlawful to hold DNA records indefinitely. Opponents say the plans are still too draconian.
You've been watching an excerpt of this week's Eye-Opener report. To continue watching the report, please log into boilingfrogspost.com.